And I know it's hot, but we're here for a reason. Nobody signs up to a Zoom for 3 days and sits on it unless they've got some serious goals and dreams, or there's something that isn't happening in your life at the moment that needs to happen. So 20 minutes, 40 minutes. I will try not to go over an hour. That is my promise to all of you. Right, this song's finishing. So we're going to get started. Okay, so it is being recorded. So if you can't make any of these nights, and to be honest, I'll probably just send out the recording to everybody anyway, the link to it, just because that's easier for me to do rather than pick who wasn't here, who was here. I have also done my very best over the weekend and on Friday to phone every single person that registered for this event and try and have a conversation with you before tonight. If I haven't made it to phoning you, please forgive me. I will absolutely do that. We've got Pearl joining us as well. Hi, Pearl. I will absolutely try and do that over the next 2 days. It's not going to be tonight, but over the next 2 days. So housekeeping, I want you to commit to these next 3 evenings where possible. And if you can't join us live, a lot of you have already messaged me and said, listen, I've got this, the kids go to bed at this time, but I will be watching the replay. So whether you're doing it live or watching the replay, hi Pearl, please do commit to that for yourself. Lovely, Fab, you've muted yourself, thank you very much. We are transforming our lives. I am in the business of helping people transform their lives. Now, that isn't pink, glittery, shiny unicorns. This is serious stuff, and that's why I want you to commit. On the flip side of that, you have to have fun. Life is so much easier when you commit to having fun. So I want you to have fun with me. I want this to be a nice, safe space atmosphere for us all. Please ask questions if you need to ask questions. I want you to imagine that we're all actually in a room together and our energies are connected at this time. And that means if you're thinking of something, somebody else in here is probably thinking it too. There's no such thing as a stupid question. And because I deliver this type of content all of the time, I have blind spots. It's very, imagine when you first passed your driving test, if you drive a car and then you go and try and teach someone else to do it, it's not always that easy. It's not always that simple because you forget how hard it is to learn something new and to master something new. So by you guys asking me questions, you help me because I have blind spots that I'm just not aware of anymore. Make sure that you take notes. You've had a guided meditation and a workbook sent to you. Hopefully that was simple to download. You can give me some feedback if it wasn't. Be present. I've got my son and his girlfriend coming back from the shop, like noises, distracting. God bless them. Love yous. Try and be present in the room with me as we go through this. And I will too. I will try and be present also. Now, I'm going to do a word every single night. And tonight, the word is aligned. Okay. And you might want to write that down because for everyone watching live or watching on the replay, at the end of the 3 days, I'm going to actually give people to the weekend. So on Sunday, I'm going to announce the winner of a prize draw. And how you win is by telling me the 3 words. So the word for tonight is aligned. Okay. And the prize is this beautiful deck of cards, not this exact one, because these are mine. It is a tarot deck of cards that a friend of mine has been divinely inspired to create. I use them all the time. A lot of my private clients have been gifted this from me personally. So if you're a private client or you've got your own deck, still worth doing because you can gift this to somebody else if you win it. This is such a valuable tool to me. So that is the prize at the end of the 3 days. And the first word to be entered into that prize draw is aligned. I want you to make sure you're checking your emails, because updates will go to your emails and your WhatsApps. And you can also follow me on Instagram if you want additional content and support around the subject of mastering your mindset to become successful in your business or your side hustle. Then there's a lot of content on my YouTube channel. I've also got a Facebook community that you are very welcome to join. All of those things are my free resources for people. And anybody else that you know that should be in this Zoom right now, or they need to watch the playback, please, please, please share it with them. I am on a mission to get my message out there to people who actually need it. And I can't do that if people don't know that I exist and what I'm doing, and that I'm doing free stuff that's going to help them. So please don't be embarrassed to share. Sometimes people are like, oh, I'm embarrassed to share that I'm doing mindset, personal development stuff. Let's come together and help other people that need this too, and share it with them. So I had around about 30 people. Thank you, Rebecca. She's popped my Instagram into the comments. Sign up for this 3-day workshop. And for the first time ever, I've not only had people from around the UK, I've had people from Spain and Finland join this workshop as well. So very, very exciting. So it's not just the UK now, we're going international with this stuff. So tonight, I'm going to be helping you, and over the next 3 days, I'm going to be helping you to get out of your head. I'm going to be helping you to overcome and identify anxieties. I'm going to assist you to stop coasting with your dreams and ideas. I'm going to help you get on purpose with your purpose. I'm going to help and support you as much as I can in 45 minutes over 3 days to not give up on your dreams. And for me, mind, body connection is the first step. And I'm going to now share my screen because I've done a lovely presentation for you all. Can everyone see the presentation? Please give me a thumbs up, Eva in fab, lovely. So I love the woman I've become because I fought to create her. We create our lives, we create our experience, and we create our reality. So the first step is to understand that your body is your temple. You have no other place to live on this planet, I say this all the time, other than within your own body. And your mind and body are completely connected. Now, I went through a phase in my life where I almost, well, I don't want to say neglected my body because I've always worked out, but I just was like, it's all about the mind. It's all about the mind. If I can just master my mindset, then I can do X, Y, Z in my business. I can create A, B, C. And I was missing the vital key ingredient, that actually your body is so connected to your mind that if you can learn to get connected and listen to your body, listen to what it's telling you, you can save yourself a lot of stress. You can excel in your business or your side hustle. And you can start understanding that the way you're feeling in your body, you're responsible for that. Nobody else, no outside source. And I'm going to go into that a lot more later on. Is this making sense to everybody? Just give me a little nod, thumbs up, fab. Now, your body doesn't lie if you listen to it. And in a moment, I'm going to show, we're going to actually do an exercise together whereby you can tune into your body and you can start listening to it. Now, if we do this in a moment and you don't feel anything or nothing happens for you, that's okay. It is a skill, it is a tool, and it's something that you can practice and that you can get better at, okay? So whilst we don't want, well, you can do whatever you want, whilst it's not my key intention to have people only focus on their body, health and fitness, dieting, that's not my intention. My intention is to help you realize that your body and your mind connection is the underpinning thing by which, if that's not right, if your state's not right, if you don't feel confident, if you don't feel great, building the business and the side hustle is not going to be easy. So this is why this is the first step. This is why there's a whole day dedicated to it. So a lot of the time, people, the last point on this slide, we must learn to woo and do. I'm going to give credit to one of my coaches there, Sherry, for that one. People sometimes just want, right, what do I do to get my business started? What do I do to earn loads of money? What do I do on my social medias to get my message out there? What do I do? That is really important. However, the other side of it, the woo side of it, is really, really important too. Now, when I say woo, all I mean by that is the mindset, the manifestation, the alignment with yourself, the spiritual side, if that's what you want to call it. I certainly refer to it as that. Everyone with me? So this is what you can do to start or build upon your mind-body connection. This is an exercise that you can use whenever you are a little bit confused. Now, this is specifically about business and side hustle, but don't just use this tool for that. Use it for anything that you want in life. So what you can do is something called a state check-in. You can check in with yourself in your mind and in your body, how your energy is feeling, how you are flowing. So I use this when I need to make a big decision in my business, okay? I have had so many exciting opportunities presented to me and so many decisions that I have to make. And when it's a big, hairy, scary one, sometimes we can get overexcited and make decisions that actually were not in alignment with what we truly wanted. So you can always check in with your state by doing this exercise. So we're going to do it now. So just wherever you are, just get a little bit grounded in your seat, put your feet on the floor if you can. If not, just feel the weight of your bum and your body in the seat where you're sitting. And I want you to just close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in and let it go. And give yourself a score out of 10 about how you feel right now. 10 is amazing. 1 is absolutely in the worst place ever. Because when we allow ourselves to get relaxed like this, we don't miss the signs that our bodies are giving to us about a situation. And sometimes it can be an instant answer. Sometimes it's a case of getting out your paper, making a column, putting the reasons for you should do something one side, or all the good feelings one side, and all the reasons against something the other side, or all the negative feelings that you feel in the other side. And you can get out of your head by connecting with your body to help you make a decision. So we're going to do something really fun. You can open your eyes now if you want to. We're going to strengthen our belief muscles together this evening. I'm going to skip a slide here. Beliefs are completely made up. So we're going to make up the beliefs that are going to be helpful to us. So what I want you to do is I want you to, at some point after this, or you can do it now, is I want you to ask the universe or your higher self, or whatever it is that you want to believe in, God, angels, ask for a sign within the next 24 hours around what it is that you're building at the moment. Or it might just be show me a sign in the next 24 hours that I cannot miss. Okay. This weekend, and this was not planned, by the way, this weekend, I really had to make a decision about something quite a big financial decision. And I wasn't feeling great about it. Okay. I was doing everything that I'm giving you tonight, and it wasn't shifting instantly. Okay. Now, my sign, my spiritual sign is a ladybird. If you have ever listened to me before, you already know that. In fact, one of my previous clients sent me some ladybirds over the weekend, bless her. So I wasn't feeling great about it. And I walked up my stairs and I saw a black ladybird. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, a black ladybird is not what I need to be seeing at the moment. My sign is a red ladybird, okay? I've done some work today. I've put a few things in order. I've changed my state. I've moved my energy. I've had conversations with people that can help me, my coach. And I've come to a decision and it feels good in my body. I've checked in. I've slowed down. I've not rushed. I've gotten aligned and I've made a decision. And I've walked up the stairs this evening. And where there was a black ladybird over the weekend, there is a red ladybird. And if it's still there after I finish this, I will take a picture and I'll put it onto my social media. So ask the universe for a clear sign in the next 24 hours that you can't miss. You are guided, you are supported, but you have to be aligned with yourself. There's no point being guided and supported when you don't know what it is that you're aligning to or aligning with. And you're aligning to and you're aligning with yourself. Is this making sense? Good. I'm just going to scroll down and say, use the chat box for any questions. Okay, so that is how you use your body. One of the ways that you can use your body to check in with your state. Now, you can also do something called the rocking method, which I'm not going to show you now. Or if you have a pendulum, you can use a pendulum as well. I have got a YouTube video on pendulum work. And if you don't have a pendulum, you can use something that you own, like a necklace with a pendant on the end. There are other ways of using your body and your mind connection to get a sense of what's going on inside of you. So, a lot of the time when we want to start building a business or changing our lives, or transitioning to our side hustle, and if you think about this in terms of diet as well, when people want to lose weight, the first thing that they do, they don't go, right, I'm going to do some mindset work. 9 times out of 10, no one goes and does mindset work. They start changing their behaviours. With no goal behind it. Goal setting and a clear plan is tomorrow, day 2. So they start without a clear goal. I just want to lose some weight. So I'm just going to go all out on my food and I'm going to do X, Y, Z exercise. And they may get so far for so long and then it all comes crashing down. Because these people are trying to change their lives at the level of behaviour and not at identity. Okay? So I'm going to read off the slide. We change our lives at the level of identity, not behaviour. Now, behaviour helps. Don't throw that out. Beliefs, values, skills, knowledge, all help with creating a successful business or transitioning to your side hustle. But those things alone aren't going to do it. We need to change at the level of identity. And we create based on our vibrational frequency. Okay. Everything that you experience is because, I'm just letting someone else in, is because you are a vibrational match for it, either consciously or unconsciously. How do we create our vibrational frequency? How do we shift our vibrational frequency? How do we start to shift at the level of identity? One of the ways we do that is by mastering your state. Mastering your vibrational frequency is achieved, that really should say in part, because it's not the whole picture, in part by mastering your own state. That's why this is really important. So I went away and did some research on this whilst I was building these 3 days. And the thought popped into my head. And when these little thoughts pop into my head, I know that it's guidance, it's intuition. Okay. I get a feeling in my body. Some people may get goose pimples, which someone called God pimples the other day, you know, and you just get an idea or something happens and you get moved. So I'm robbing that. I can't remember who said it, but it's now called God pimples. So this thought came into my head, got the old God pimples. And it was based around stories of children that have been raised by animals and their identity is that of an animal. So I went away and did some research and there's been 15 in the article that I was reading and looking at, 15 children worldwide that they've studied that have been raised by wolves, monkeys, and these children don't just behave like the wolves and monkeys, they identify as one. Their identities, that is who they are, and that is what has enabled them to survive with those animals in the jungles or the forests that they're living in, because they're not just behaving, their identity is that, and that's how they've survived. And the thing is, we hear stories like this and we're like, oh yeah, that's just so far out there, that's just so weird and so far removed from where we are in the UK or Finland and Spain. And we sometimes can forget that they are human beings. They are exactly the same as us. You cut them, they're going to bleed. They were born one day, they're going to die one day. And in the space between, hopefully we're going to live out something that's purposeful and aligned. So if these children can believe that they are an animal and survive because their identity is that of the animal, and they can thrive, right? Because I know if I go and try and live with a pack of wolves, I'm probably going to get eaten up, right? These children have survived because they identify as the same. Okay. So, next slide, which you've already seen. Beliefs are completely made up. So when we're shifting our state, when we're having a mind-body connection, when we're starting to look at the identity of who we need to become, more on this tomorrow, so hold tight, to have the successful side hustle, to transition fully into a business of our own, we need to know that we're going to have to be doing some work around beliefs. I don't want to spend too long on this because this is what I do in private coaching. There's a lot of content already on YouTube, but it's worth underpinning this when you're thinking about having a good mind-body connection. So your beliefs are generally created in childhood, or your underpinning deep-rooted beliefs that will be playing out unconsciously in your brain that will affect the way you behave and affect how you identify with yourself and will affect your state. Can you see how it's all linked? They're created in childhood generally, and we get them primarily from our parents or whoever has raised us, then from our families, then from our teachers, and then from our peer groups. When you are in alignment with yourself and you know how to tune into your mind and body, you can be so tuned in that even when you get the OOOs, the opinions of others, you can still make decisions in your business and side hustle that are based on the alignment with yourself. I want you to think of a time when somebody has given you an opinion, their opinion, that you either asked for or didn't ask for, that wasn't in alignment with what you truly thought, but you didn't check in with yourself. And so you made a decision or you went along with something that was based on the opinion of somebody else rather than your own belief. Okay, just think of the last time that you did that. We do that from a state of fear. We do that from a place of not being fully aligned with our own mind, with our own body signals, with our own God pimples, with our own flow of energy. And it's not their fault. It's not the other person's fault, because a lot of time the opinions of others, and we all do this, we all give our opinions, sometimes when it's asked for, sometimes when it's not asked for. And what they're giving you, if you choose to follow that and play that out, that's on you. We're responsible for our actions. We are responsible for our state. We are responsible for our dreams and our goals. And it doesn't mean that we don't go get support from other people and that we try and navigate things alone. I've got myself into loads of pickles trying to navigate things alone when I should have put up my hand and asked for help long before I tied myself up in knots. So when you use these methods of tuning into your own mind and your own body, you are able to hear the OOOs, the opinions of others, but you don't take action from those places. You take the aligned action with what you truly think and what you truly believe. And that's all I've got to say about that. So turning to the day one in the workbook. Day one, mind and body. You're going to be using the space below, and you're probably going to need more space than what I've given you there, because I definitely would if I was doing this exercise, to really write out, take the time to write out what you are now going to take responsibility for. And we're going to do more tomorrow on like the end goal and how to get there. But what you're going to take more sole responsibility for when it comes to getting into a great state. So imagine that our lives, our bodies are a ship. This is about taking control of your ship. Now, people that don't take control of their own ship, I'm going to use a word now that isn't very nice. They have a victim mindset, okay? And that doesn't mean that things that happen to us are our faults. We don't want to like get into guilt and blame. But people that aren't taking control of their own ship tend to have a victim mindset rather than a captain mindset, an empowered mindset. And the thing is with this, it's really, really simple. And like people can get it and people can sit and nod along and go, yeah, it makes sense. But when it comes to it, and these things to get ourselves into a great state, they're not a long, complicated thing to do. It's just that it's not easy. And oftentimes we're needing to get into a great state when we're not in a great state. Yeah. The times when you need it most are going to be the times that it's hardest to do this. So I want you to start becoming the person that takes control of their own ship rather than being on autopilot and life just happening to you. So I'm going to share with you how I take control of my own ship when it's going down and when it's sailing along smoothly. Okay, it doesn't change. It's just that the intensity or the frequency or the way I do it might change. So the ways that I do it is using music. Now, the last seminar that I held like this, webinar, workshop, bootcamp, whatever, that I held that was like this, at the beginning, it was like this, waiting for everyone to come into the room. And I was like, no, that is not the vibe. That is not how I want the next one to go down. So whether the music was a bit crackly or not, the music was there to shift energy at the beginning of this. It's hot. I don't want you falling asleep. I want you in good energy, and I want to be in good energy. So just recently, more than ever before, I've been putting on music and physically moving my body, changing my physiology to shift my energy, to shift my state. Anybody that knows me or has been following me for any amount of time, you know that I use exercise. I'm a gym bunny. I love going to the gym. I use exercise, not just when I need to reach a goal. I use exercise consistently all of the time in a way that I love to help underpin me, to help underpin my state. It also helps me to feel good in my body. And I know that different people are going to have different abilities, different things that they're able to do, but everybody can move their body in some way unless you have a physical condition where you can't do that, okay? Obviously. Even if you have a physical condition where you can't do that, there's still ways that you can maybe hold yourself and sit and carry yourself that help to shift your energy in a positive way. Breathing is totally overlooked by most people. Breathing is actually a skill, and is it Wim Hof that has a whole Like, you know, if you want to go get good at, Leanne's nodding, you want to go get good at breathing, he's like probably someone that you should go and check out. Taking breath, allowing your body to circulate oxygen. Breathing also quietens the mind and it allows your body to relax and calm down. How much more effective are you going to be in your business? How much more effective are you going to be in your side hustle when you're juggling the day job and the kids and the partner that pokes you at night when you just want to go to sleep, and the friends that you've got to go see, when you are calm and relaxed and confident and have given yourself time to breathe? Meditation, again, not something that you only want to be using when the ship's sinking. You want to be using it as a tool to tune in to your body and your mind at a deeper level. And the reason that I've put position there as well is because that's more for me than anybody else. I used to just meditate in the morning, like in not a great position, in not great physiology. And I learned that by, again, changing my body, changing my physiology to sit in the way that I've been taught to meditate helps me to meditate. So yes, you can do it just lying there. Of course you can. But if you're looking at shifting your energy, changing your state, you're going to probably want to be more supported in the seat or wherever you're lying or whatever, but upright, so that you're actively meditating. And if meditation is hard for you, you should have been sent a guided meditation by me. Appreciate some of you might not love my voice on there, so go check out YouTube and get one off there instead. Diet as well is one of the ways that I use to align in a great way with my body. You know, again, like I say, these things are simple, but people don't actually frigging do them day in, day out consistently. People don't do this stuff because they need to change at the level of identity, not just behavior. So diet, and I've put there way of life. Not many people know this, but the word diet is taken from, I don't know, Greek or Latin or something, and it means way of life. So I'm not talking just eating rabbit food to lose weight. I'm talking about a consistent 80% of the time, a diet, a way of life that enables you to feel confident, calm, aligned, healthy, energized, switched on. It is a way of life. The other way that I take control of my ship is I put my body in good environments, like this Zoom call. Okay, now that is obviously personal opinion and preference as to where you might want to put your body to feel good, but environment underpins all of this. And I always do this because the way it's been taught to me is in like a pyramid shape. And if you have identity at the top of that pyramid, the pyramid is you, your life. You have identity at the top of that pyramid, and you've got skills, capabilities, beliefs and values. At the very bottom, underpinning all of it is environment. So where are you putting your body? Who are you putting your body around? Even if you maybe think that you can separate from some things, yes, sometimes you can, but who are you spending time with? Who is your body next to? Whose energy are you in? Whose vibes are you picking up on that aren't helpful when the ship's going down or just sailing along or steaming full zoom ahead? So we need to be mindful of where we're putting our body. Everyone good with all of that? Let's just scroll down. Good. Now I'm going to tell you what I do to take control and help shift the state in my mind. That was body, this is mind. Oh, look, it's all the same apart from the last four, okay? They're connected. If you take one thing away from tonight, then it's got to be that the mind and the body are connected, right? Because I think I've said it about 10 times now. To get my mind in a good place, I do all the same things as for my body. And the additional stuff that I do there is the inner healing work, the values. So I don't want to go too much into this because that's tomorrow. And this is obviously we can't do private healing work in 30, 45 minutes on a Zoom call on a hot Tuesday or Wednesday or Monday night. But this is the stuff that I do to get my mind in the right place. Okay. Inner healing work, values, belief change. Inner healing work could look like timeline therapy. It could look like a Reiki session. It could look like counseling. It could look like coaching. It could look like reading a book with exercises that are going to help me. But inner healing work is where we're actually building new neurological pathways within our mind. That is what changes at the level of identity. Values is all about what's important to you. And I touched on this earlier on, that we can create a goal and we can ask for guidance and we can create a plan, but unless that's actually aligned with what we want, we waste a lot of time. You know, who wants to get guidance creating something that isn't actually really important to them? When people are creating things that aren't actually important to them, it's normally because A, they haven't got clear about what's actually important to them. They've never looked at their values. Or B, they're in fear. So instead of doing what they really, really, really want to do with their life, they go for what's safe. Or they go for what fits in with the OOO, the opinion of others. Okay, it doesn't work. It will take you so far, but you will not feel fulfilled because you will be out of alignment with yourself. You have not tuned into your body and your mind and been honest with yourself. More on this tomorrow about what it is that you really, really want. So you can waste a lot of time going in the wrong direction, basically. Okay, so I have the next 4 or 5 slides got some of my clients' success stories. I'm not going to stay on these slides for long. We'll talk about them tonight. I may come back to them later in the week, but I just want you to put some faces to some actual real people, just like you and I, that have done work on their beliefs, their values, at the level of identity, creating clear goals, creating a solid plan, shifting the stuff that's blocking them. And all of these amazing, fabulous women here, just to make you dizzy, all of them, and all of my other private clients, bar one, who is sat on this Zoom now, but I'm not going to embarrass her, have done a lot of work with me on their body. And the one that sat on this Zoom, that we touched on it, but we didn't heavily focus there. Guess what? It's because she does this stuff herself already. Okay. It's the underpinning for everybody. And she's now actually doing her qualification to become a nutritionist coach in that area. Which makes sense that she came to me already with the identity of somebody who does that consistently. Okay, I'm not saying it's perfect all the time, but she's consistent with it. The creating and receiving of what you want is always good. And I am coining that because I made it up myself. If you hear it anywhere else, it came from me. I don't know, someone else might have said it before, but as far as I'm aware, I'm the first person that said it to me. And the reason that I've put this in there is because we can spend a lot of time getting ourselves in a great state. So like tomorrow morning, you're there with your guided meditation on, and you're like a cup of herbal tea, and you're like granola and fruit and yogurt for breakfast, whatever it is that you like to eat. And you've got yourself in a good state, and then your kids get up, or your partner comes in, or you go to work, and that arsehole's just there waiting to pounce on you about something. And so what we tend to do is our state can come crumbling down. And that's okay. We're human, right? but remember who's responsible for your state. Okay, it's not other people. Now, the other reason that we sometimes don't get into a good state, and this now relates to this quote, is because it's not the norm to do well and be successful and get yourself into a great state. You know, I remember meeting somebody who'd mastered this stuff a long time ago and being really like, it's fake. No one's always in that much of a great state. It's all just for showmanship. La-di-da-di-da. Because that is the general opinion. And I use this example a lot, you know, and I'm not saying that we've got some kind of like rose-tinted fake glasses where we're pretending. That's called toxic positivity, right? When people just pretend to be in a great state all the time. But the reality is, if you're getting yourself into a great state in the morning and then you're mastering the art of being okay and being safe to be happy and to be safe to be successful, oftentimes people run away from that because it's not the norm to be like, do you know what? I'm on course for my goals actually this year, and like very soon I'm going to be transitioning full time into my side hustle that I've spent a lot of time creating and getting in a great mindset to get to that point. And I feel really great, and I've learned how to master my state. If you went around saying that, most people would just be like, what? Like you'd come across obnoxious, or like you were boasting, or like you were fake. So sometimes we can hold ourselves back from creating a great state because the majority of people don't consistently do this and don't consistently allow themselves to be successful. People are fearful of failure, what other people think, and success. People are fearful in all those three areas. Oh, look, this is what I was trying to say, said better. You are not required to feel great all of the time. Negative feelings serve a purpose. You need to bin the rose-tinted glasses and keep it real, okay? And negative feelings are there for a reason, but they don't have to determine the state that we're in, because ultimately your state is connected to your vibrational frequency, which is connected to what you are manifesting or how you are living and what you are creating. Okay. So let me just check. Yes, that is everything for this evening. 46 minutes. Okay, give me like 60 seconds to close. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Again, same link. I will send it out to you again tomorrow. We are going to be creating a solid plan. We're going to be looking at what our end goal is. I don't expect you to nail that in one night, but you might. I've already done about the prize draw. Oh, look, I made up a different word, identity. You can use identity or aligned. Don't you just love it when you're ahead of yourself and forget? Tonight, the words are identity and aligned. Use either. I'll probably use one of them tomorrow. And remember to use the tip that I showed you, not the tip, the tool that I showed you, to start connecting with what your body is telling you about what state you are in or how you feel about a decision you need to make. And ask the universe for a sign that you cannot miss within the next 24 hours. And the reason for that is so that when we jump back on this call tomorrow, you can go, I had my sign. And if you feel brave, you can come and speak and have the floor and tell everyone about your sign. I am going to go, but first of all, I want to see if anybody has any questions to ask me. Let's stop sharing so that I can see screens. Leanne's ready for bed. You need to move your body, Leanne. You're muted, so we can't hear you, Sweet.
I said I did the garden.
You did the garden, so you're like ready to rest now.
Wow, we sunbathed and then went in the hot tub, but yeah. Okay.
Oh, love it. Didn't know you had a hot tub.
We don't.
Oh, I'm not going to ask then. I don't know. But when we want to put our body in a good environment, a hot tub is normally one of them. Good. So any questions, anyone? I'm probably just going to send out this recording because I know some people jumped in before the end, but I'm going to go because I've gone over 45 minutes and I promised that I wouldn't. So you've all got my number. If I haven't called you already, I promise I will be calling you over the next 2 days. 5-10 minute chat about what it is that you need to get from these 3 days. If you have any questions, please ask me. Have an amazing evening. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Bye.
Thanks, Nay. Bye.
Bye-bye.